Have you ever caught a faint smell, like something old or damp, lingering on your clothes, your skin, even after you've just taken a long hot shower? It's the kind of thing that sneaks up on you. And if you're in your 60s or beyond, you're not imagining it. In fact, many women quietly battle with this same issue, often without realizing what's causing it. The surprising truth? It's not your age. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just a handful of simple habits we've picked up over the years, routines that unknowingly might be working against us. You're not alone, and you certainly don't need to feel ashamed. What we're about to talk about isn't just about staying fresh. It's about reclaiming your sense of dignity, your comfort, and your confidence in your own skin. In this video, I'll gently walk you through 7 common mistakes that many older women make without even realizing. And I'll show you the simple, doctor-backed fixes that can make a world of difference. These aren't dramatic changes. They're small, practical shifts you can start today. And I promise, once you hear them, you'll wish someone had told you sooner. So stick with me to the very end. If this speaks to you, if it helps you feel a little more seen or understood, I'd love to know. Leave me a little 1 in the comments, or a 0 if you feel this missed the mark. That way, I can continue improving and serving you better. Now take a breath, and let's begin, because it's never too late to feel clean, comfortable, and confident again. 1. Ignoring light leaks. Let's talk about something many women experience but rarely mention out loud: light bladder leaks. Not the kind that sends you rushing to the bathroom. I mean those tiny, unexpected moments, like when you laugh a little too hard, sneeze during allergy season, or move too quickly while carrying groceries. For years, I shrugged it off. I told myself it was just a one-time thing. Maybe I drank too much tea that day. But over time, those little leaks started adding up. And eventually, I noticed a faint, lingering smell that just wouldn't go away, no matter how often I showered or changed my clothes. At first, I blamed everything else: my laundry detergent, my age, even the fabric on my favorite chair. It never occurred to me that the real issue might be hiding in my undergarments. Here's the thing: even a few drops of urine can seep into your underwear, your pants, or even your furniture. And if you're like me, you might hang those clothes back up or drape them over a chair thinking they're still clean enough for tomorrow. That's where the trouble begins. That tiny bit of moisture creates a warm, damp environment, perfect for bacteria. And where there's bacteria, there's odor. The tricky part? As we age, our sense of smell gets weaker. So while we might not notice anything, the people around us probably do. I'll never forget one moment at a family gathering. My daughter-in-law leaned in and gently suggested I change my sweater. She said it smelled like the couch. I was embarrassed, but she was right. It was a wake-up call. Doctors say light bladder leaks, even if they're occasional, shouldn't be ignored. Because this isn't just about inconvenience, it's about hygiene, and it's about confidence. Thankfully, you don't have to change your whole life. Moisture-wicking underwear or thin liners designed for light leaks can make a big difference. They're comfortable, discreet, and easy to work into your routine. I started using them myself, and I felt like I had my confidence back. No more wondering if I smelled strange when hugging someone. No more second-guessing myself in meetings or family dinners. And look, I get it. It's hard to admit you need help with something like this. But here's what I learned. The real embarrassment isn't using a liner. It's when someone else notices something you didn't. I wish someone had told me this years ago. So now I'm telling you. Don't ignore those little leaks. Protect your dignity, take care of your hygiene, and give yourself the peace of mind you deserve. 2. Using the wrong soaps. For years, I truly believed that staying fresh meant scrubbing my skin with the strongest, most fragrant soap I could find. Back then, my bathroom shelf looked like a candy store. Lavender, coconut, ocean breeze. If it had a bold name and a strong scent, I bought it. The logic was simple. If it smelled powerful and left my skin squeaky clean, it had to be working. Right? Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. What I didn't realize, at least not until later, is that those heavily perfumed body washes were actually making things worse, especially as I got older. You see, as we age, our skin changes. It becomes thinner, drier, and a lot more sensitive, particularly in intimate areas after menopause. Those soaps I once loved were stripping away my skin's natural oils. The very barrier that was meant to protect me was slowly being washed away, day after day. Worse yet, the chemicals were throwing off my body's pH balance. And that gave bacteria the perfect place to grow. That's when the odor started creeping in. Not because I wasn't clean, but because my skin was irritated, unprotected, and silently fighting a losing battle. I still remember standing in front of the mirror, fresh out of the shower, only to notice that musty smell by lunchtime. It made no sense. I had just washed. I had just scrubbed. I was using the best smelling stuff on the shelf. But what I didn't realize was I was scrubbing like I was cleaning a cast iron skillet, and it wasn't helping. A simple, honest talk with my doctor changed everything. She explained it clearly. As we get older, our skin doesn't need more cleaning. It needs more kindness, especially in delicate places. Her advice? Ditch the harsh soaps. Use a mild, unscented cleanser, or sometimes just warm water. At first, I was doubtful. Just water? That's it? But I gave it a try. I swapped out my tropical body wash for something fragrance-free and gentle. And within a week, I noticed a real change. My skin felt calmer, less irritated, and that midday odor? Gone. I didn't need to keep freshening up every few hours, or douse myself in perfume just to feel okay. It was such a relief. Sometimes the secret to smelling clean isn't about adding more scent. It's about removing what's quietly causing the problem in the first place. So if you're still reaching for those floral-scented soaps, take it from me, less is more, and your skin will thank you for it. And if you're still watching this video and you found this helpful so far, go ahead and comment one below to let me know you're still with me. Thanks again for spending your time here. I truly appreciate it. 3. Forgetting to change liners and pads regularly. If you wear liners or pads, whether it's for light bladder leaks, postmenopausal changes, or just a little extra comfort, this part is for you. I used to slip one in first thing in the morning and then forget about it for the rest of the day. My logic was simple. If it didn't feel soaked, it was still doing its job. And honestly, those things aren't cheap. Who wants to go through an entire pack in a week? But here's what I didn't understand. Even when a liner feels dry to the touch, it's still absorbing tiny bits of moisture all day long. And that warm, slightly damp environment? It's the perfect place for bacteria to grow. And with bacteria comes odor. By evening, I'd notice a faint, sour smell, especially on days when I was out running errands or spending time with friends. It made me self-conscious. I'd second-guess every hug, every close conversation. I even started sniffing my jacket, wondering if my deodorant had failed me. But it wasn't about deodorant at all. Eventually, I talked to my doctor, and she told me something that completely changed how I looked at this. Liners and pads should be changed every few hours, even if they look fine. It's not about being wasteful. It's about protecting your skin and keeping odor under control. Because bacteria don't care how clean something looks. They grow in the places we can't see. Once I started changing my liners more regularly, the difference was immediate. I also discovered reusable, washable liners. They were better for my budget and much gentler on my skin. Now I carry a small pouch in my purse with a few extras. That way I can change discreetly, whether I'm at work, at lunch, or just out and about. And let me tell you, the difference is night and day. That sour smell? Gone. The self-consciousness? Gone too. I felt fresher, more comfortable, and way more confident from morning all the way to bedtime. So if you're still wearing the same liner from breakfast until you turn in for the night, it's time to rethink that habit. Your skin deserves better, and you'll feel the difference the moment you start prioritizing hygiene over convenience. 4. Wearing synthetic underwear. For years, my underwear drawer was filled with those soft, stretchy panties you see in every department store. They were affordable, they didn't ride up, and they came in all kinds of cute colors and patterns. I thought I'd found the perfect balance of comfort and style. But over time, I started to notice something I couldn't ignore. No matter how often I showered or changed clothes, I felt damp and uncomfortable down there, even on cooler days. And worse, there was a faint, persistent odor that seemed to stick with me, no matter how much body spray I used. I couldn't figure it out. I blamed my detergent, maybe even my diet. But during a visit to my doctor, I finally got the answer. It was the underwear. Synthetic fabrics like polyester and nylon might look stylish and feel smooth at first, but they don't let your skin breathe. They trap heat, They trap moisture, and that creates the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. If you're already dealing with light bladder leaks or natural changes like postmenopausal dryness or irritation, synthetic fabrics only make things worse. My doctor's advice was clear and surprisingly simple: switch to cotton. Always cotton. At first, I rolled my eyes. Cotton underwear? That sounded like something my grandmother would wear. Plain, boring, not exactly cute. But I gave it a try. I cleared out my drawer and picked up a few pairs of 100% cotton underwear in soft, neutral colors. And honestly, the difference was immediate. Cotton is naturally breathable. It absorbs moisture and lets air flow, keeping everything dry and comfortable throughout the day. No more sticky feeling halfway through the afternoon. Even my laundry smelled better. And most importantly, I felt better. I didn't realize how much confidence I had lost until I got it back. The best part? I found cotton styles that were just as flattering and comfortable as the synthetic ones. So I didn't have to sacrifice style to feel good in my own skin. If you're still holding on to those shiny, stretchy panties just because they're familiar or affordable, do yourself a favor and make the switch. Your skin will thank you. Your confidence will thank you. And yes, your nose will thank you too. Because real comfort, the kind that lasts all day and keeps you fresh, is always in style. And if you're still here watching and these lessons have been helpful, go ahead and comment 2 below. That way I know you're still with me. Thanks again for being here. 5. Not drinking enough water. For years, I believed I had found a clever trick for managing my day. I thought that drinking less water meant fewer bathroom trips, and that meant fewer interruptions, fewer worries about making it to the restroom on time, especially during long car rides or social events. It seemed like a smart strategy. After all, as I got older and started noticing a bit of bladder sensitivity, it felt like the logical choice. Less water in, less urgency out. Right? But what I didn't realize is that this approach was quietly working against me in ways I never expected. You see, when you deliberately cut back on water, your body doesn't just get a little thirstier. It actually starts to function differently, and not in a good way. One of the most surprising side effects? Hygiene. When your body is dehydrated, your urine becomes darker, thicker, and more concentrated. And that brings with it a strong, sharp odor that's hard to ignore. And here's the part I hadn't considered. Even a tiny leak, just a small moment from a laugh, a cough, or a bit of pressure, can leave behind that odor. On your clothes, on your skin, even on the furniture you sit on. At first, I thought the smell was just part of getting older. I figured it was my body changing, and maybe there was nothing I could do about it. But deep down, it made me feel uneasy. I became self-conscious. I'd check my clothes, keep my distance from others, and wonder if anyone else could smell what I was trying so hard to ignore. Eventually, I decided to make a small change. Nothing drastic, just a simple habit. I started sipping water throughout the day. A glass here, a refill there. And what happened next? Honestly surprised me. Within a few days, my urine was lighter. That harsh smell started to fade. But the benefits didn't stop there. My skin looked healthier. I felt more awake, less sluggish. And I could feel my body responding, like it had been waiting for me to finally give it what it needed. Because drinking more water doesn't just quench your thirst, it helps your kidneys flush out toxins. It keeps your urinary system running smoothly, and it clears out the waste your body can't afford to hold on to. It's like giving your insides a fresh rinse, one sip at a time. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're worried that more water means more leaks or more trips to the bathroom. But here's the good news. With a little preparation, you can stay hydrated without losing confidence. Use absorbent liners. Plan your breaks. Even strengthen your muscles with a few gentle pelvic floor exercises. Your body needs water. Denying it is like starving it of something essential. And this isn't just about hygiene. It's about energy, comfort, and feeling like yourself again. So, go ahead. Grab that extra glass of water. It may be one of the simplest changes you make, but it might just bring the biggest difference. 6. Sitting too long without washing up. Let me be honest with you. After I retired, my days naturally slowed down. I found comfort in quiet things, getting lost in a good book, watching my favorite shows, or spending a whole morning working through crossword puzzles with a cup of coffee by my side. Some days, I stayed in my cozy nightgown well past noon, It felt like a well earned luxury after so many years of rushing around. No alarms, no deadlines, just time to breathe. But here's the part I didn't see coming. That slower rhythm, that peaceful, still lifestyle, was quietly creating a new kind of problem. Not just a physical one, but something that affected how I felt about myself. When you sit for long periods, especially in warm, layered clothing or on cushioned chairs, you create a little microclimate in your lower body. It becomes warm, damp, and still. And that combination? It's not great for hygiene. Sweat, natural oils, maybe even a little bladder leakage now and then. It can all build up over time, especially if you're not moving around or freshening up regularly. Eventually, that trapped moisture becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. And with it comes odor, the kind that no amount of body spray or perfume can truly hide. At first, I didn't even notice it. You get used to your own scent over time. Gradual changes are easy to overlook. But then came the moment that changed everything. My granddaughter came to visit. She crawled into my lap, like she always did, and with the kind of innocent honesty only a child can offer. She wrinkled her nose and said, "Grandma, you smell like something wet." My heart sank. She wasn't trying to be mean, but it struck me deeply, because I knew, in that moment, she was right. Somewhere along the way, I had let myself slip into habits that were quietly chipping away at my dignity. That one small comment was a wake-up call. From that day forward, I made a promise to myself to move more, to care more, and to show up for my own well-being, even on the slowest, laziest days. Now, I get up at least once every hour. Sometimes it's just to stretch or to refill my water glass. Other times, I take a few minutes to step outside and breathe, but most importantly, I built in a midday hygiene habit. Just a quick wash with warm water and a soft cloth. That's all it takes, and it makes a world of difference. I also change into fresh clothes each day, even if I'm not going anywhere, even if no one's coming over, because it's not about impressing anyone. It's not about vanity. It's about dignity, self-respect, and choosing to care for yourself in the quiet, invisible ways that matter most. Your body deserves that attention, and so do you. And if you're still here, still watching this video with me, I'd love to know. Comment the number 3 below so I know you're still here with me. Thank you for sharing this time. I truly appreciate it. 7. Neglecting the laundry routine. Let's talk about something we rarely bring up. Not the big stuff like sheets or towels, but the everyday clothes that sit closest to your skin. The underwear, the lounge pants, the nightgowns we slip into night after night because they're soft, familiar, and don't look dirty. I'll be honest, I used to be pretty relaxed when it came to this. If my nightgown didn't have any stains, or if my pants didn't smell obvious, I figured, why toss them in the laundry? Especially on days when I wasn't leaving the house. It felt like a practical choice. But as I've gotten older, I've noticed something. My body and my clothes no longer follow the same rules. Even garments that looked clean would start to carry a faint, musty odor after just a few hours. It wasn't strong, but it was enough to make me wonder, is that me or my clothes? The truth? It was often both. Doctors and hygiene experts explain that sweat, natural skin oils, and even minor leaks can seep into fabric. And in tight-fitting or synthetic materials like polyester or spandex, that buildup sticks around. These fabrics don't breathe well. They trap moisture against the skin, and over time, they hold on to odors even after a standard wash. And if you're using cold water or gentle detergent, that bacteria may not fully wash out. What you're left with is clean-looking clothing that doesn't feel clean. Not really. I remember wondering why my shower didn't seem to last. Why I felt fresh at 9 a.m., but a little self-conscious by noon. It wasn't until I changed how I did laundry that I realized my clothes were working against me. Now I'm much more intentional. I wash my underwear, lounge pants, and sleepwear separately. I use hot water. I add a splash of white vinegar to help eliminate odor and kill bacteria. And I always make sure everything is fully dried. Because damp clothes, that's where mustiness begins. And I never, ever rewear intimate items, even if they seem clean. Yes, it's a bit more effort, but the payoff? It's peace of mind. There's something powerful about knowing you're truly clean, that your clothes aren't just soft and cozy, but fresh, hygienic, and safe for your skin. Because this isn't just about laundry. It's about confidence. It's about control. It's about honoring the body you live in, day in and day out. And trust me, A little extra care in the laundry room can make all the difference. So there you have it. 7 simple but powerful ways to help you stay fresh, confident, and comfortable in your golden years. From choosing the right underwear and using gentle soaps to staying hydrated and creating cleaner laundry habits. These aren't just hygiene tips, they're tools to help you feel like yourself again, comfortable, present, and proud. I hope this video has opened your eyes to changes that don't require perfection, just intention. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try after watching this? Maybe it's switching to cotton. Maybe it's drinking that extra glass of water. Or maybe it's finally letting go of those just-in-case synthetic panties in the drawer. Whatever it is, drop it in the comments. Let's learn from each other. And if you found this helpful, please take a second to like this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to the channel for more heartfelt, practical guidance made just for you. Until next time, keep taking care of yourself, because it's never too late to feel clean, confident, and cared for, with the dignity you've always deserved.